Hello, hello. Today is another installment in a series highlighting my training and prep as I am training for something that still feels somewhat surreal, my first ever bodybuilding physique competition. Yep, in 6 weeks, I'm going to be stepping on stage in the fit model division. So far, it's been exciting, enlightening, humbling, frequently achy, but still a great experience. If you're working toward a goal, big or small, or just trying to feel better in your body, this episode's for you. I'm going to be digging into why mindset and perspective are so important when you're pushing for any kind of transformation, especially in midlife. Welcome to Midlife Mojo, the podcast all about how to be fit and flourish in your 50s, with me, your host with over 25 years of experience in the health, fitness, and wellness industry, Lisa DuPree. We'll be talking about all the things that support living life to the fullest. Let's dive in. So I'm 6 weeks out and I've signed up. The countdown is real. I've plunked down cold hard cash and registered for this competition. I decided to begin with, I'm just going to be competing in 2 classes, and that is True Novice and Over 35. Yeah, you heard that right, over 35. True Novice, obviously, because I've never done it before. So I am truly a novice at this. And over 35 because there's no other age category other than like 20 to 35. There's no 50 plus category. There's not even an over 40 category. It's just like 36 and over. I chose this show date several months ago and didn't even think that they wouldn't have a variety of age groups. A lot of competitions have multiple age groups by decade. And so when I go to register and I pull up, the page and looking at the classes I can register for, I was like thinking, what the hell? I mean, knowing I will likely be on stage next to women who are 20 years younger than me. Yeah, for a hot minute, I felt so discouraged and just sad. Like, why even bother? Why put myself through all of this if the playing field seems so uneven? I had a mini meltdown during my check-in with my coach, and thankfully, she kind of talked me off the edge, so to speak, and gave me some much needed perspective. And really what I walked away with is just realizing that I can't control who shows up and I can't control how I place in the competition on that day. My job, my responsibility is to bring my best to that day. And that perspective, it really goes for all of us when it comes to our health, fitness, and well-being. How we orient our goals and the mindset that we have when we approach them can really make or break our ability to accomplish them. And that's because mindset, it really matters. And it really got me thinking about something I've talked about before on the podcast, and that is performance goals versus outcome goals. I also used to teach this to my students when I taught undergraduate health. And a lot of people, they just go for the outcome goals. And I'm not saying outcome goals are bad. They're absolutely good. I just want you to take it a step further. So outcome goals are things like, I want to win. I want to win my competition. And some things like, I want to lose 15 pounds. So those are outcomes that we desire. Those are things that we want. But we don't necessarily have control over the variables to get there, right? Performance goals are more like, I want to follow my training plan to the T this week, or I want to feel confident and strong in my body. Because we can't always control the outcome, but we can control how we show up day after day. And so this is an important tweak that I work with my clients on because I would say almost 100% of the time, my clients, my ladies that I work with, they come to me with an outcome. And so that is their desire. That is the result that they want. That is great. That is a great starting point. How we get to that result is really based on performance. because that's the process. That is what we have control over. So when I caught myself spiraling about who else might be showing up next to me on stage and how I'm going to be stacked up next to them, I really had to take a moment, take a deep breath, woosah, and realign with what I can control. My consistency, my mindset, my rest and recovery, my overall effort. And don't get me wrong, I want to win. There's no doubt about that. But also, the goal that I have isn't really to beat anyone. It's to bring the strongest, most vibrant version of me to that stage. And if I can do that and get a big old trophy, that would be, mwah, chef's kiss. And to some extent, I feel like I've already won because the moment I signed up and committed to showing up fully at 59 years old for this goal, it really was a powerful moment, a powerful decision, and it was empowering. It has been empowering to go all in, dive in 100% and just do what needs to be done. Don't question it, make it work however you need to make it work, right? Because the outcome that I want is to show up to be the strongest, most vibrant version of me. And the same goes for you. Maybe you have no intention of stepping on stage, but maybe you've already started strength training, or you're trying to eat more mindfully, or you're learning how to love the body that has carried you through careers, children, and everything in between. In some ways, you've already won by taking those steps and making it a priority. Now, to go the distance and get the results you really want, setting yourself up for success, let's stick to those performance goals. Let's celebrate consistency, courage for showing up and committing, even when we're unsure of the outcome. And most importantly, let's measure success by how we show up, not how we compare. So if you want to dig a little bit deeper into goal setting and find out how to set a goal that actually works for you, go back and listen to episode 5, The Why and How of Goal Setting. In that episode, you'll learn why you don't need more willpower or a total life overhaul to be the most fit, confident, and flourishing version of yourself. That episode is going to walk you through a practical goal setting framework and simple ways to clarify your motivation so that you can take your goals from, meh to mojo, right? Because midlife deserves a spotlight with some sass and a good bit of sparkle. And if you haven't already, be sure to grab your free Goal Setting for Success worksheet. That is going to help you set clear, motivating goals that you're actually excited to work toward. I will drop that link to episode 5 and also to that worksheet in the show notes for you. And so here I am 6 weeks out, really feeling a full mix of excitement and nerves, because no matter how this turns out, this process has already been worth it. It's showing me that it's never too late to set a new goal. It's never too late to try something new, get out of your own comfort zone, and to see what you're capable of. And I want you to remember this too. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to keep showing up. That might mean sticking to your 3 workouts a week or prepping your meals so that you have them easily available so that you're really nourishing yourself. Or it might mean finally saying no to something that's draining you. This is what I really work with clients to do, is make this doable, because progress is personal. And no two people are going to approach it the same way and approach the goals, even if it's the same goal, the same way. Consistency is what is going to get you there. And setting those performance goals is going to make a difference. All right. If this episode spoke to you, would you do me a favor? Share this with a fellow midlife woman who could use a dose of encouragement and a reminder that her best years aren't behind her. They are right now. And if you haven't already, hit the follow button so you don't miss next week's check-in. I'm going to be traveling And in that episode, I'm getting into how I'm handling my meals, my exercise, and my recovery on the go. Until then, keep your mojo rising.